been making music ever since the crack boom. Country rap tunes. Coming down. Country rap tunes. Gotta have guitars and a lot of backbone. Come to the South once, I bet you'll be back soon. Coming down. Country rap tunes. Coming down. Country rap tunes.
What's up with it, man? This your boy Cory Mo back off in this thing one more time for the Country Rap Tunes podcast here at Mad Studios. And I got a superstar DJ in the building today, man. This cat I've been knowing for a while since I moved to Atlanta. I don't remember what year, maybe 2010 or 11, I don't know. But this cat right here is one of the coldest DJs, period, as well as people. Y'all give it up for my partner, DJ Infamous, in the building.
What up? Talk to me, Mo.
Talk to me,
What's
man.
up, baby? You good? Or as you would say, chat.
Chat. We in now.
What's up, my G?
So, man, I was doing some research on you, man. I seen Rodriguez and Diaz and all that Spanish stuff going on, man. Are you Spanish?
Nah. That's actually a producer.
So that's a different person?
Yeah.
How come it got your face on there?
Because it was a mix up with our Wikipedia information.
Oh, okay, man. I was looking at that.
So it's like you know, we had an issue before, but we kind of smoothed it out. You know what I'm saying? But the hardest thing is just that his information and some of my information are kind of bleeded together. Man. Because I'm DJ Infamous and he goes by Infamous, like he produces more. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is, it's just when people mention it, I just make sure that I clarify it. Yeah. So I don't got no Spanish in me. It's just some of my information and his information is kind of blended.
Got you.
Yeah, but it's all good though, because at the end of the day, you know, I have no problem, you know what I'm saying?
People just want to know the facts.
Yeah, I have no problem with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with that, yeah. I've done a lot in my career. I'm solidified. Okay,
so let's go back to the beginning. Like, what made you wanna pick up the turntables and actually start? Or what type of turntables did you start on when you...
I had some Radio Shack turntables. You know what I'm saying? First, what made me want to do it, that even made me think about it, was the movie Juice. The movie Juice had me like... Hold on, what? What is he? And then at the time, my sister's boyfriend was a DJ. So I watched the movie Juice, then she starts dating this dude. He's a DJ, you know what I'm saying, in high school, you know what I'm saying? This is like maybe 94, so I'm like, oh, man. I mean, so I'm like 9, 10, and then I was like, yo, so I'm around him, I'm around DJing. Yeah. So then it hit me one year when I got 12, I'm like, yo, man, I want to DJ. You know what I'm saying? And so it was a coincidence. I said I wanted to DJ. A couple months later, he said I was just at his house. You know, he's my sister's boyfriend, so we kicked it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm at his house just messing around, and I was like, "Yo, I want to DJ." He was like, "Oh, well, yo, I'm about to sell these turntables," which was the Radio Shack ones. Oh man! So you know, I'm 12, so I'm like, I ain't got no job or no money. I'm like, but I had allowance. I had $30 of allowance left. Huh? And he was like, you know, I was gonna sell them, but he was like, I mean, I really can't really charge you too much. Like, he's like, what you got? Right? Yeah. Like, I got $30. Huh. He was like, tell you what, you give me $30, I give you 2 turntables. I don't have an extra mixer, but I'll give you these crates of records. But it just so happens half the crate of records was reggae. And I ain't know nothing about reggae. I ain't know what it was. But I'll take them though. Yeah. So I took them, and then I'm like, okay, I need a mixer. So I was like, where you get the turntable from? He's like, a Radio Shack. So I went to Radio Shack, got me a mixer. And this is what I always tell people. Always like, yo, Infamous, can you teach me? Can you learn how? I'm like, yo, I'm gonna tell you the best way to learn is by doing it yourself. Yeah. I don't know what made me say I need a mixer from Radio Shack, but since the turntables came from Radio Shack, I'm assuming they got a mixer there. Right. They got a mixer there, so I asked the dude, like, how do you plug it? I'm like, oh, this is where you plug in? He's like, yeah, we see on the back it says phono. That's where the turntable. I'm like, all right, cool. So my mom, you know, I ain't driving, I'm 12. My mom takes me back to the house, and I'm trying to figure out how to play the stuff. Then I put it together, but I'm like, I don't hear nothing. Right? So then it's like, okay, so I call him like, yo, I don't hear nothing. He was like, you got speakers? I'm like, yeah. Now the speakers I had was the turntable with the 2 cassette and the speakers that come out, like the little systems back in the day. So he was like, take a cord, or I guess RCA a cord, and plug it to the aux in the setup, and he was like, you could probably hear something. So I did it, and then I put the record on, the reggae record, because that's all I had. Yeah. And I did try to, and I was like, okay, now I got sound. Yeah. And then we was on from there.
I don't want to say the reggae.
No, that happened all in one day, yo.
What?
That happened all in one day.
Remember what reggae record it was?
Buju Banton, called Champion. No. Buju Banton.
That's crazy.
I don't know if it was Champion or not, or it was a different record, but yeah, and it started from there, yo. And after that, I was glued, because from watching the movie Juice, I'd watch him make mixtapes. And he had, he had crates, records, everything. I see him cutting, scratching, mixing. I'm just like, dang. So my whole thing was to learn how to DJ. I just mimicked what he did and what I heard. So if I heard him do something like that, I would try to mimic that sound. And that's how I learned how to DJ.
That's cold.
And I'm 12.
That's cold.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking about the action figures and everything was put to the side when them turntables came.
So what's the first party you did? Like...
in 8th grade, we graduate. No, now we ain't graduating. We did. It was the first semester, and my partner Richard was throwing a party, and he was like, "Yo, I need a DJ." So I'm like, "Yo, I DJ." You know what I'm saying? He was like, "Man, but you just started. You just got your stuff like what, a month ago?" I'm like, "Yo, I can still." You know what I'm saying? The party ain't for another 3 weeks. I can still learn or something.
Practice.
So he was like, "Well, dang, I ain't got no money, so you gonna have to do it." You know what I'm saying? He one of my best friends. So, nigga say, he say, I mean, you got enough music? And I didn't. So what I did was I had to get, my homeboy that lived down the street had a massive CD collection of all kind of music. I went and got them CDs from him. My homie, my sister's ex-boyfriend at the time, gave me a number to call to order records from New York, which was Beat Street Records. So I'm ordering, I told my parents, I want to order these records. Back then it was cash on delivery. So I'm like, I need a priority mail. And that's how I DJ my first party, man. It was in his basement. The party was cracking. It was all 8th graders. And some 9th graders came and some 10th graders came. So this motherfucker was popping. So
you over there jamming.
I'm talking about don't know how to mix, don't know how to scratch. All I knew how to do was to put the record on. It's already turning, and I just had to push the crossfader over. I knew how to do that. Yeah. And then it was like certain popular records. There's a lot of records I didn't have. Yeah. So the one record that was hot at the time was Luke's Scarred. When he was like, Cap Deep coming, Cap Deep coming. That record was hot, right? Oh, yeah. And I played that record probably 40 times that night because I didn't have a lot of records. See, and the thing about it is I had to use a CD player. So there was a lot of stopping.
They had a record player and a CD player going.
I had 2 turntables, mixer, and a CD player. Yeah. The CD player, I can't mix like I can the turntable. So it was a lot of stopping, and music would go dead for a couple seconds.
For a hot second.
And then push play. Yeah. And I got to change from phono to line for the CD.
Oh, yeah.
See, back then it was.
Be on point.
Yeah, back then it was like you had 2 channels. When it's up like this, it's on phono. When you click it back that way, it's on line. So I had the 2 turntables on the phono, and then I had the CD on the line. So every time I had to play a CD, it'd be a quick say something, push play, then wait for the play to start, and then it'll go. Yeah. But I rocked the party, everybody, and that's when the transition was from me not having a DJ name to being infamous. Before that party, 3 hours before the party, he was like, "Yo, you can't come to the party, DJ Calvin." You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, dang, I gotta get a DJ name, don't I? He was like, yeah. So we sat in my basement for 2 hours, made a list of just names.
For real?
DJ Smooth, DJ Cal, DJ Nice, DJ. Like, it was so many corny names, but I had some infamous Mobb Deep records right by me. You know what I'm saying? So remember I told you I ordered those records? So it was Mobb Deep, Biggie, all that stuff right next to me, Jay-Z. So I had DJ J, DJ Z, DJ Notorious because of the Biggie record, DJ, you know what I'm saying? So when it came, I saw Infamous, I wrote that down. I had DJ Mobb, DJ Deep, DJ Infamous, everything that's on the record.
You write that down.
I'm just writing it down. Boy. And so Infamous was the best one. So I went with Infamous for the night. Had every intentions to change it. Yeah. But the thing is, that Friday was the party. That Monday, the kids that didn't know me like that but came to the party, some of them would call me, yo, DJ Infamous, yo, that party was all that. DJ, and it just, I'm like, yeah, my partner was like, you might as well go with it now. Like 3 people done called you that. And we ain't even got to lunch yet. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got to lunch yet. We did homeroom. We got the second quarter or whatever, math class, whatever. Yeah. And 3 people didn't call me that. He was like, you might as well keep it. And so I went back to the list. I'm like, yeah, all these names are corny as hell. So we're going to keep Infamous. And that's how I got it.
Man, how cold is that, dog?
Yeah, that's how I got it, G.
Yeah, man. People be determined, man. It's like when you a kid and you put your mind to something and stay focused, man, you can really turn dreams into reality, dude.
You can.
You know
it's like
you can will things into happening.
You know what the thing about it is? I didn't even think about it. I just did it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like I thought about it, of course, like, okay, I got it. I got 2 turntables. I have to get what he got, the mixer. I got to get something like that. Yeah. So where do I get it? Like just thinking like that, just busting a move. Like I ain't asked my parents. I just busted a move and did it. That's correct. Without even knowing I was doing it. You know what I'm saying? And that's how Infamous started that year. You know what I mean? It was crazy, G.
That's kind of how it was when I got my first beat machine. I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
I was trying to read the book and understand the manual and just play with it and hit the buttons and just messing up and redoing it and doing it again until I'm polished. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had no idea that it would turn into any of this, dude. And I got my first beat machine in like 98, 99.
Word.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I just know I like to make music. I just like to hear music.
Right.
And we had that old, remember that old, it was a PC computer, Gateway? Mm-hmm. It was a Gateway computer.
Oh, man.
So imagine how trash I had a program called Samplitude.
Yeah. That's
what we recorded everything on, dude. Oh man, it was in my mama garage in the backyard. It stink. It was horrible. But man, that garage turned me into a monster.
That's crazy.
Because boy, when Pimp C came, he never left.
Never left.
Nope.
Sometimes the best situations is, the first ones. The griminess, the where you at. Like I know when I started making mixtapes in my bedroom, in my mom's room next door, and I wasn't even in a padded studio or nothing, so it was just everything bouncing up. But I ain't gonna front. It was raw. You know what I'm saying? And then later on, I went from my bedroom into when my dad moved out. My dad had his office in the basement, so I just took that office and made it into a studio for real. Like by the time I got 13, 14. It was on and cracking. Yeah, it was on and cracking, man. Like I was tight. I was on my business probably about 10th grade. I'm talking about it's Infamous time, like
straight up.
Yeah, that's 8th grade, 9th grade was like the build up, getting it cracking, get my feet wet. 10th grade on and popping.
So let's fast forward a little bit. I want to talk about my triple OG, my Uncle Greg Street. Shout out to Greg Street.
Shout out to Street, man.
So when did you end up meeting Greg Street, or either working at V, and how did that transition go?
It was all right. So I went to school at Alabama A&M, right? And just like in high school, I'm from Lansing, Michigan. So just like in high school, I reached a peak my senior year of high school. I'm on the radio. I'm doing all the big parties, and I'm doing Michigan State parties too. And I'm 18 years old, 17, 18 years old. So I moved to I go to Alabama A&M for school. Same thing. By sophomore year, I'm on the city radio. I got all the clubs. I got all the fraternity sorority parties. I got everything cracking. So I'm the kind of person where I kind of see where I want to be at the year coming up. So I said to myself, in Huntsville, Alabama, I'm going to peak out by the time I graduate. I mean, there was nothing else I could did at that point that I'm already doing.
Right.
So my thing was my cousin and my mom lived over here. So I said to myself, like, yo, I got to move to Atlanta because, this is where it's at if I want to be a bigger DJ. So radio, I've been in radio since 98. You know what I'm saying? So I'm 17 years old when I got on the radio. And over here, it was either, for the way I DJ, it was either Greg Street or Coco Brother. Remember Coco Brother?
I heard the name.
Yeah. It was either, it was a Hot 107 or V103. Right. So V103 is more R&B-ish, but Greg Street had everything street cracking on his show. Right. Hot 107 was just, street all day. It had R&B, but it was just, more hip-hop. Right. So I told myself, I'm like, yo, I got to get in one of them stations. So this is how I think. Okay, how can I get in? Okay, internship. Cool. Now, how do I get next to Greg? Now, for note, I went to Hot 107 first and got turned down. When I got turned down, then I went to V103. A lot of people don't know that.
Hot 107 want to shoot theyself.
Hot 107, I went there first. I went to the office, did an interview, everything for internship. They turned me down. Went to V103. I got in. So when I got in, I'm like, all right. So, but the position I was in wasn't in program. I wasn't in on air. It was per programming. So I'm not by Greg. I'm with the people that Greg programs his show as far as the music, stuff like that. So my thing was, okay, I got to get next to Greg. So I interned for somebody else, but I always made Greg think I was his intern too. I wasn't supposed to be on Greg's show interning. I was not even Greg intern. I was somebody else intern. Yeah. But I had to get I had to find a way to get next to him. So Greg got comfortable enough where I'm just there. Like, yo, Greg, if you need anything, let me know. All right, cool. After I being there so much every day, Greg thought I was his intern. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and then after that,
that's cool.
Greg, he's using me for stuff. He's like, yo, he never really called me by name. He'd just be like, hey, come here. Like, he never really called me by name. Yeah. And so, same with Jermain Dupree. He had his show on Saturdays. Interns at V103 are not supposed to be in the building on the weekends. It was Jermain Dupree. He got a hot show, So Def Radio. He playing nothing but exclusives. He got all the hot artists coming up there. I gotta get next to him.
Damn. I didn't even know that part.
Yeah. So I did the same thing.
What year was that?
This is 04.
Wow.
So I did the same thing. I made Jermain Dupree think I was his intern. You know what I'm saying? Like, the thing is, I got so cool with the building security. The building security, okay, this is how it worked. Jermain would say, like, okay, Mariah Carey's coming, so you have to give the security notice so they can, make sure there ain't nobody around. The security always knew how to bring people up. I had no key card. So I got so cool with the security during the day because I'm there. I'm like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to be Jermaine's intern. You know what I'm saying? But I got to get buzzed up. Yeah. He's like, yo, son, he's from New York. Yo, son, I got you, son. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So he always let me up. So when Jermain is doing stuff, he's like, yo, what you do? I'm like, oh, well, the station appointed me as your intern because, needed some help. And I know, Greg's producer, Herb, DJ Herb, produces Greg's show and Jermain Dupree. Herb knew what time it was, but he ain't say nothing. That's why I rock with Herb. Because he just looked like, okay, I see what this is. You know what I'm saying? And he ain't mad at it. I could tell him, he's like, all right. So I continue to do that. And then,
that ain't playing chess. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, G. And then I'm gonna tell you what happened when I graduated from high school. I went back to school, graduated. V103. Then they did budget cuts. They was offering me a job after the end of my internship to mix and all of that because I was like, I'm already a DJ. I'm already this. I'm already at a radio station in a different city. Here go my mix. I'm sending mixes all the time. Yeah. So when I finally get hired, this is how the Greg Street thing come in. I get hired first. Doing I went straight to Greg's show. No, I'll take that back. I'm gonna tell you what happened. Greg wasn't even here during the weekend. He was still in Dallas. And on the weekends he came here. Right? So when I'm telling you the story about faking to be Greg's intern, that's just on Saturday. Now that I'm thinking about it, that was just on Saturday. I'm on another guy's show. His name was Toss Suede at the time. He does the 6 to 10 Monday through Friday. So when I got hired at V, I'm on his show doing 1 9 o'clock mix for 40 minutes, right? And then a couple weeks later, Greg come back full time. So when Greg come back, you know, he looks at his DJs. He's like, okay, I know them. And it's like, okay, oh, the intern. He mixing now? Okay. So I get there and I'm like, yo, you know, I don't know if you heard my mixes or not, but you know, people saying it's pretty good. You know what I'm saying? He was like, all right, we're gonna try you out. So I'm gonna tell you what had me nervous. So Greg, I mean, that's real talk. And I ain't told this story. I ain't never told this story.
Okay.
Greg came back, you know, when Greg came back full time on V, he came back like shutting everything down. He came back, okay, I need my DJs, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do that. So he had DJ Drama come up. Now, no, I'm on the show because of Monday, because I was on the other person's show. It's just when Greg came, they just didn't take me off. You know, so Greg was like, he gonna have Drama, Jelly, like all these big heavyweight DJs, and I'm like the weakest link, right?
Yeah.
So it was a situation where I had a DJ for 30 minutes, and then Drama had to come behind me. So I was like, damn, this DJ Drama, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, but at this time, this is where DJ Drama's like, I don't want to DJ on Greg's show when I can have my own. You know, this is, you know, Gangsta Grills is cracking,
right?
But Drama's not on the radio yet,
right?
So so my heart beating, because I'm like, I never heard Drama DJ, but I'm just like, he got the name and I ain't got nothing.
Yeah,
feel me? So I'm like, all right, well, I'm about to just smash this mix then. So I smashed the mix, and then Drama come on, do his thing, and so I guess like a couple weeks go by. I'm thinking I'm gonna get fired because, you know, Greg had this lineup, bro. He had the hottest DJs in Atlanta that wasn't on the radio. He had them on the radio when he came back.
Straight up.
But my mix sounded dope.
Yeah.
It sounded polished.
Yeah.
It sounded together because I've been on the radio since '98 already. So Greg comes in. He was like, yeah, you know, talk to Drama. You know, he gonna do his own thing, and then, you know, everybody just said your mix was dope, so I'm gonna keep you on a Monday, right? And then the program director we had at that time gets fired, and then Reggie Rouse comes. Reggie Rouse hears me, and the next thing you know, I get another day on Greg's show, and I get another day on Greg's show. Now, no, at this time, I ain't even talking to Greg to see if Greg's okay in this. Like, I ain't, like, but Greg ain't said nothing.
Yeah.
He ain't, like, told me now. He ain't been shady. He ain't did nothing. He just, like, up next DJ M, he just rolled with it.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm like, yo, everything cool? He was like, yeah. I'm like, the mixes sound cool? He's like, yeah, you good. I'm like, all right. So I'm like, all right, cool. Okay. So I ain't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? And then I came to him and was like, so let me ask you, Greg, you know, I've been DJing for you a month since you've been back. I'm like, is this the official lineup? Like, this is what we gonna do? He was like, yeah, this is what we gonna stick with right here. You know what I'm saying? Got my 3 days. Herb got it something. It was like, I forgot the other DJs at the time, but everybody had their days. We good. So then I said to myself, this is what I said to him. I'm like, yo, you came in, like, Greg came in with 5 clubs during the week. He came killing it when he came back full time in Atlanta. So I told Greg, I'm like, yo, what made you just come back like that? Like, you know, he was like, I got to come back on top. Like, I can't. I'm Greg Street. I got to keep that going. And so I looked at, and not knocking. No, listen, this is not a diss to any DJ at that time. But I felt at the time, I'm looking at what's going on. I'm an observer. Like, I'm young. I'm 21 years old. Man, I'm 20 actually. And I'm like, I look at the DJs and I'm like, well, I started asking Greg questions. I'm like, well, Greg, how come the only big person on your show is you? He was like, what you mean? I'm like, I mean, like not saying anything's wrong with it, but how come the DJs aren't big? Like they're not, you know, big like that. Yeah. And he was just like, I mean, I don't know. You know, he's like, he's like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? He was like, they work. But I'm like, I mean, I'm talking about like you had Drama up here. That's a name, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm asking him because it didn't, and this is, trust me, this is no knock to other DJs. It didn't make sense how big V103 is, and certain DJs' names wasn't like,
right, or
the DJs on his show didn't DJ in the hottest clubs. So I looked at it like, okay, and then I go to the hottest clubs, I see who the DJs are. So like the radio DJs aren't big club DJs here like that. Like some of them, but not at V103. They wasn't.
Right.
So I said to Greg, I said, yo, that don't make no sense. Like, you Greg Street, you got the #1 radio show. All the rappers come to you because the other day parts at V103 at the time were majority R&B. I'm like, all the rap shit stuff come through your show. I said, you know, Greg, it don't make no sense. And this is not a diss to no DJ. This is just a 20-year-old how I felt.
Yeah.
There's no reason why it ain't no star DJ on your show. And Greg was like, so what you saying? I was like, I'm gonna be that. I'm like, I'm gonna go get it. I don't mind playing Robin the Batman. I don't mind it. Greg OG at this point, he a legend. He dropped the album, all that. I'm like, yo, I don't mind. So you know what I did? I went and did that.
Got all the clubs.
No, by the end of the year, I had, and this is 05. I'm on by the end of now. I'm on Greg's show 3 times a week. I'm on Ryan Cameron's show Monday through Friday at 5 o'clock. I got that because a DJ played a curse word. Then Ryan was like, yo, Infamous, can you fill in? And he was like, yo, you sound dope. You might as well just do it. So I'm doing 5 o'clock and 9 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? I got Visions nightclub. I got Club 112. I got
Velvet Room.
Velvet Room on Opiate. I had Lotus Lounge, which is Tongue and Groove, but they switched the name. I had all the hottest clubs by the end of the year.
Killing
everything AG Entertainment had. Alex get one. Everything he had, I had it.
Yeah.
Freshman year, I had all of it. Because my thing was, Greg, the biggest jock, so I gotta be the biggest DJ. I have to be. And when I told Greg that, and then Greg sees the work and he's seeing it, we've been rocking ever since.
Yeah.
And then, you know, Greg being in the game longer, he became a mentor in radio, clubs, business. He used to tell me what cars not to buy. He gives me that information, and Greg became that. And so I had a chip on my shoulder about wanting to be that star DJ for him. Because Greg, in the clubs Greg was at, he was like in a lot of the hood clubs. I said, you know what? If Greg Street got the hood clubs, I'm going to go get the bougie clubs or the main street, whatever that, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I went and did that. And Greg, he helped mold me with that. He helped me with a lot of grooming. You think I'm 20.
Yeah.
Ain't never been to a big city every city I was infamous at was small. I get to Atlanta and I'm like a kid in the candy store.
Yeah.
And I got a good mentor that helped me, guide me, and navigated me in this game.
That's the same way when I moved to Atlanta. Like a second ago when I was telling you.
Yeah.
When I moved to Atlanta, I didn't know nobody in the industry except Greg Street. I knew Big Gip, Jazzy Faye. You know what I'm saying? And this is all because of relationships with Pimp.
Yeah.
So the people that I knew was cool with Pimp and Bun. So when I came here, the first person I hit was Greg, and I was like, yo, man, can I please give away some studio time at your open mic at Crucial?
Right.
And he was like, yeah, come on. Like, it wasn't no hesitation.
Like, it wasn't nothing.
Like, come on, just show up. You know what I mean? So when I get to the club and he on the stage, the winner of tonight's blah, 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 go to Cory Mo, man, studios, 3 hours of free studio time, and woo, like, people wasn't doing that.
Right. Well, Greg, you know, it's like I wanted
his respect.
Yeah, I wanted to earn it. You know what I'm saying? Greg could have told me to do anything, and I did it. You know what I'm saying? So it was funny how nonchalant Greg is and how he just quick to be like, do this. You know what I'm saying? So Greg had a Tracy McGrady party he had to host. So he's like, yo, why don't you DJ it? I'm like, bet. Like, what I gotta do? He's like, you just gotta bring your equipment. I'm like, bring the turntables and the records? All right, cool. That quick. I'm like, okay, when the flight? He was like, well, I got the flight, but he's like, you probably have to drive down there. I'm like, down there? I'm like, where? I'm thinking it's in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? He's like, it's at his house in Orlando. Damn. So I'm like, I was like, well, how much is it paying? He was like, it's paying, I think, he's like, I give you $1,200. I'm like, $1,200? I'm like, all right. I'm like, If I gotta drive to Orlando now, no. This is my first time ever driving to Orlando by myself. I drove by myself too.
Yeah.
But I'm like, okay, is this a test? I'm like,
hell yeah, it's a
so I'm
test.
thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, I do that 1200 would be nice because this is before GPS and all that. So I look at the map.
Oh man, you gotta get the Google map.
There was no Google.
Oh,
there was no Google map. This regular map. So I'm looking. I'm
Whoa.
like, dang, that look far. But I'm like, how many miles is? I'm like, all right. I'm like, you know what? I am off that Saturday, and Greg asked me to do it, so went down there, drove down there, turned it up, went to Tracy McGrady house. It was huge, beautiful.
Yeah,
did it, came back, met Greg on Monday like nothing happened, and we're just rolling. Like I prided myself on everything. Greg Street, cool. Greg Street, and it's gonna be DJ Infamous. You know what I'm saying? And I built my name to match that. Like now, Greg. And of course, again, no diss to nobody. Greg had that star power DJ. I'm doing all the album release parties. You name it.
Straight up.
I'm talking about that 05 year. I'm just talking about the beginning. Because because all the years up, I had all that anyway. Yeah. That 05, you name it. I met Pimp C.
Yeah.
I met him on Greg's show.
Tell me about that, man. Tell me about that.
So Pimp C, he's coming to do Visions on Tuesday night, hip hop night. So let me tell you about the Pimp C interview. Pimp C is coming to do Visions on Tuesday night. Alex had the hip hop night on Tuesday night.
Okay.
And Pimp C's there. You know, I mix on Tuesdays. So I never met him. So I'm hearing him talk. I'm talking to him off the air. And the way he talked, I thought it was just like a thing because of entertainment. You know what I'm saying? But he really talked like that. What's going on? Greg, what's your boy name right there? I'm like Infamous. Oh, Infamous. What's happening, man? You gonna turn that mix up for me, man? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I remember it like it was yesterday. And I'm like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, watch, I'm gonna play some classics. He's like, make sure you play that new single too. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I got you. Played it, took a picture with him, but then we got to that club, man. And like I was telling you off camera, it was some guys. You know, this is crunk era still. Yeah. So it's, you know, he in the VIP. He's performing like 3 records. I made him perform. And he was with it. You know, he was like, drop it, DJ. Go ahead, drop it. And he stayed like, hold on, DJ, stop that for a minute. Hey, man, let me tell y'all something right here, man. I'm in that lane. I'm in the crunk. I get the crunk stuff, you know what I'm saying? But y'all need to go over there and find you a bitch, man. Y'all need to get you a bitch and put in the middle of this man feng shui y'all got over. It was something like that, right? Yeah. I'm rolling, right? Pimp. But here's the thing, though. The crowd was rocking with it. He was like, "Yeah, man, like I get it, but you know, this a Pimp C, UGK, this that kind of party. You know what I'm saying? You see them girls over there? You see them over there? Y'all need to go get them and incorporate them in y'all little mix right here, right?" He's like, this pimping, baby, or something like that. And I know. I'm known for making artists perform in these clubs and making a movie. And at this point, this 2005, I didn't quite have that yet. But something in my head was like, okay, do I play another Pimp C record? Or do I go into the party playing something else? Or what I'm like, but the way he's talking, it just felt like international players were supposed to go after it. And I ain't played that record yet. And this is when it's hot. So as soon as he said, DJ, let's go on with this party or something like that. All you hear is dun-dun-dun. You hear 3,000, and the crowd goes nuts, and he's like, yeah,
right on time,
yeah. And it just so then in my head I'm like,
that's it.
Oh, that work. Okay, because you gotta think this is a point in time where if an artist gets paid to go to a club, it's a walkthrough. Not no performance. It was back then. It was 2 different things. Sometimes artists are like, I'm not getting paid to perform. I'm getting paid for the walkthrough. Right. So it was the difference. I didn't know that at that time. So the fact that I got Pimp C to do 3 records, oh man, performing,
turned you up.
And here's the thing: I didn't even know that was the difference. Greg told me, he was like, yo, he was just vibing.
Just feeling it.
Because he didn't get paid for no performance. He got paid to just host.
I wish I would have been here, man.
You know what I'm saying? And this is Visions, bro.
I bet
the
you
Mega
my brother
Club.
was probably with Pimp.
Probably was. It was deep. Pimp was deep that night.
I bet you my brother was there, dog.
Dog, and you got to think, this is a mega club. Visions was one of the biggest clubs in Atlanta.
Yeah.
And still to this day has been the biggest club. And Pimp did like 3 or 4 songs, and you know, but I did get the cue to not play no more Pimp because he wasn't rapping no more.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? DJ, go ahead and switch that up or something. But it was cool. Like it wasn't like he was, damn, you know what I'm saying? It was like he was like okay, I'm gonna hear something else. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? From the conversation I got from him at the radio station, I knew what kind of records he didn't want to rock with. Like just hearing him talk about
that boy want to hear some Outkast.
He didn't want to hear certain records because he was like, them records is BS. Like what they talking about, I ain't talking about nothing. Like when I heard him talk about like that at the radio station,
you already knew what not to play.
I already knew what not to play. I already knew what he was gonna vibe to. I'm like, what would he want to hear that the crowd would rock to also? Because that's DJing. Sometimes the artists want to hear what they want. Yeah, sometimes the artists just want to hear what they want to hear. But for me, I'm like, okay, if I can get Pimp rocking and the crowd vibing together, got something. Business. Yeah, and we did that. Dang, I got a picture. I still got to find the picture, but I took a picture with Pimp that night at the radio station.
Picture, man.
Yeah, and I ain't gonna front, man. When he passed, I'm glad I got that moment. I'm glad I wasn't nervous to not say nothing. You know, I wasn't like, I'm not gonna say nothing because I don't know him. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna ask him, yo, Pimp, you mind if I take a picture with you?
Right.
Of course you can. You just played my record for about 30 minutes. Like, you know what I'm saying? He just kept it a buck. He was like, of course. He's like, who else you know want a picture? He's like, you show love. Like, that's hard. And it's like, I'm glad I did that. I got that memory. And I just got to find that picture to go with it.
Find it, dog. Find that thing.
Yo, and his diamonds were so flawless, G.
Oh, yeah, man. That boy glistening, man.
I'm talking about
real live pimping, you know.
I'm talking about he had the diamond link was it with
the praying hands. Killing him.
And that Jacob he had that was all flooded. And then the bracelet was like that thick. And I'm like, yo, what's going on?
Busting heads, man.
Like, it was crazy, bro. But that was a moment for me. And the thing about it is, going back to Greg Street has so much respect when it came to artists. When Greg introduced me to the artist, it's like the respect came to me and that person's relationship. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? I tell a lot of people that depending on who introduced you to who can make or break that particular relationship.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? If some knucklehead introduced me to Pimp, it's just not going to be the same.
It's not going to be the same. It really does matter.
Yeah.
Like the way Greg introduced me, he was just like, yo, he's like, this is my DJ. You know, he's got the clubs cracking out here. He's on my show 3 times a week. This is me. You know what I'm saying? And then if they heard me before, they be like, yeah, yo, you sound dope on the radio. And it's like me and Greg's chemistry was there, man. You know what I'm saying? It was just there. Yeah. And
well, what's your biggest I guess the biggest crowd that you've ever performed in front of?
Woo! I'm gonna say Australia, Melbourne, Sydney, Perth.
Who that with Luda or somebody?
60,000.
What?
60,000. Yeah.
Who that with Luda?
Yep.
God, shout out to Luda.
All my biggest crowds, man. Listen.
How is it being Luda's tour DJ, dog?
Fun.
He is quietly one of the most consistent. Dude is lyrically one of the coldest. He been busting heads for so many years. People don't give him all his props, dude. But Luda, I'm talking about from the movie, from the big screen to Japan, to coming back to the A, just busting heads quietly and just go back into his little hole and won't even say nothing.
Chris is special, man. He's special, man. It's not a lot of real genuine guys like him that's in for where he at in his career. Like he's special, man. Look, I ain't gonna front. DJing for him is fun. Like it's never a dull moment. Like the experiences I've been to every continent except for Antarctica, bro. Real talk, bro. I've been to every continent except for Antarctica. What up? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Fate. You know,
damn.
I've known Chris, you know, of course, being the DJ and I've done his album release parties, I've done everything. And when he called me to DJ, it was at a time where I felt like I was bumping my head a little bit in Atlanta. This is like 2011. So I did so many album release parties from Jay-Z, Puffy, you name a nigga, I did it. Single release party, everything, I did it. Radio, everything. And I was like, dang, I'm solidified, I'm hot, but I don't know where to go from here. Like, where do you go from having the hottest clubs, the hottest radio times, the most radio times, and you still young, you got money now. I'm in Buckhead, I'm got my name on my car, on my Escalade, everything. Got jewelry, girls, all that. But where do I go from here? You know what I'm saying? I got to start having some kids. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still like career-wise, where do I go?
Right.
That Ludacris call came in. I said, one of my homies was like, Inf, you going to lose the city if you go out with him. He travel all over. You going to lose the clubs. You going to lose the radio time, all that. So I did like this.
You already did that shit for years and years, though.
05 to 11. That's what 6 years, 7 years strong. Going like doing this club and radio stuff. Yeah. No constant, breaks, constant. No break. I'm not going out of town to DJ BT weekend. I'm at home DJing. I'm you know what I mean? So I said, man, I'm out.
Why not?
I ain't traveled the world before. I've been to a couple countries before him, but I ain't traveled the world. Like, guess what my first 2 weeks was with this dude, dog. So look, I get the call like, yo, Luda need a DJ for 3 weeks. Now, the DJ at the time who he DJing for him, I didn't ask, like, you know how somebody be like, well, what happened to the other DJ? I didn't ask no questions. I didn't even care.
Don't even care.
I said, yes, I'll do it. And I know me and Chris have a good relationship because of, you know, Disturbing the Peace, they artists, all that. You know, I'm a DJ, so of course I knew them. I've been around, of course I knew them. So, though, my first 2 weeks, we did 8 countries in 2 weeks. Gee, I didn't even know how much I was getting paid. I didn't even ask how much I was getting paid. I just went. Told my girl, she's my wife now. I told her at the time, like, babe, she was like, all right, well, she's like, how much you getting paid? I'm like, I don't know. But I'm pretty sure. You know, Chaka and Jeff and all, and they family, you know what I'm saying? I interned at DTP. I interned at DTP. Oh, backstory. Damn. I interned at DTP the same time I interned at V103. I had to intern at a record label and a radio station at the same time.
Oh, you were getting it.
You know how I got interned at DTP? It was a Chingy single called Right There. Oh, had the DTP office, address, and the number. I called it, went interviewed the same week I interviewed for V103.
Cold.
Because V103 was around the corner from the DTP office. I could walk there. They hired me. I was a promotional, you know, flyer sniper. Yeah. I didn't like it because I'm infamous in a different city. But Luda was my favorite rapper.
Yeah.
So I had to. How do I get next to him?
That's real.
So that's how we got in a relationship, and then years grew. But then when I first got with Luda, I told you the first shows we did was Seoul, Korea, Japan. It was so long ago, but it was 8 countries in 2 weeks. I'm talking about, it was crazy, bro. Fun.
Next thing you know, you're a Ciroc Boy.
So that came,
rubbing shoulders with Diddy.
That came a year later. The next year, that came. Ciroc.
What kind of shit is that, dog? How you just gonna be a Ciroc Boy with Diddy, just posted up, chilling?
You know,
Did he call you?
No, he didn't call me. His reps did.
Okay.
So this was the thing. back to me and Greg Street. Greg Street was a Ciroc Boy first, because Greg, you know, he's a powerhouse, you know what I'm saying? But Greg wasn't in the clubs at this point. He was on the radio. No, correction. He's in the clubs, but he's not in Alex's clubs, AG Entertainment clubs, like, you know, Velvet Room and Compound. He wasn't in those. So they like, okay, we got Greg, who covers a lot of area. We got DJ Drama, for what Drama does, covers a nice area. But we need them clubs. So who was over here chilling with all the clubs, the hottest clubs in Atlanta? Infamous. And I'm on the radio. And I just got with Luda. So now I got the hottest clubs, radio, and I'm traveling all over. So I got the Ciroc deal. I was with Ciroc for 6 years before I left and went to Effen.
Retarded, man.
And that's crazy because I went from Ciroc, Diddy, to Effen 50 Cent.
50 Cent.
And it was, you know, it was rocky in them stages, but then it's crazy, like going from 50 to go Puff to 50.
I'm sure.
And it was tense, and it was crazy because, you know, they didn't see eye to eye. You know, that was when 50 was really dissing Puff.
Didn't give a shit.
Yeah, he's just dissing Puff with the whole Ciroc thing, but you know, that situation, I never spoke on it, but I just felt like it was some things and it had nothing to do with Diddy because me and Diddy talked about it after, but it was some things at Ciroc, at me being there 6 years, that I didn't like. I felt like, you know, I needed a raise, and it was just some communications was messed up. And then with 50, he gave me what I wanted, and I had a direct line to him. And if it's one of them situations where if I can't get to him, I get the second person is right there. And he'll be like, yo, I make sure 50 get back to you. At the time,
that's cold.
With Diddy, it was like a 5-person command. And after my 5th year, I'm like, I do a lot. I don't want to do that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, me and Diddy talked about it. We talked about everything. And he wasn't happy, but he understood where I was coming from. But it was just communication. Like, you know, it was just when you going through somebody to get through somebody, sometimes the communication can get blurred and
tangled up.
Yeah, it can get tangled up. And I learned a lot from those guys. You know what I'm saying? 50, he, you know, he likes to give you information too. He one of those people that if you ask him, he gonna give it to you. He gonna tell you step by step, right then and there. Like, he gonna tell you what not to do, what to do. You know, he 50 a good one with that. I my first meeting with 50, before I took the effing deal, we talked for 7 hours, no break, in his conference room. We talked for 7 hours, bro. I got there at 10 a.m. I ain't leave till about 6, 7, something like that.
That's too cold.
The only time we took a break was somebody had to use the bathroom.
That's too cold.
Talking real conversations.
You know what? I wanna go back and tell the people the time you came to my studio on Candler Road.
Yeah.
And you brought Baby Jesus over there.
AKA the baby.
You know what I'm talking about? Tell me how in the hell did that happen?
All right, so I'm in Charlotte. You know, I go to Charlotte for CIAA every year. Okay. And at this point, I've been in there 4 years strong, doing all the biggest parties. So this 5th year, his name was Baby Jesus at the time, and he got this logo with him cartoon in a diaper, but he had the best presence in the club. And he did what every DJ wants rappers to do. He said, hey, I'm not trying to mess up your set, but I just want to introduce myself and Baby Jesus, my team. Man, you know, we trying to get this movement out here, man. You know, Charlotte, CIAA in Charlotte is always about out of town stuff. Yeah. Nobody really paid attention to actual Charlotte artists or whatever. So in the clubs, you know, this night it was like Meek, Drake, all of them was in there this night. So it's more like an out of town thing coming in town to Charlotte. Right. So they felt, you know, some Charlotte artists and DJs, it felt away. Like, yo, they come in our city and take over, So he came and was like, yo, you know, if you can, you know, my man, you know, my partner DJ Trap, you know, he'll vouch for me, you know what I'm saying? But he was like, yo, you can check the song out and, you know, can we get a spin or two, whatever. So at the time, the way he came at me was cool. So I'm like, yo, if I get to it, cool, you know what I'm saying? I just got here, so just let me, you know, rock out. So he was like, all right, we'll be over here chilling. Just let me know if you get a moment. Now I know it's a million artists trying to do what he doing, but he just caught me at a point where timing was good because I didn't have like my manager be like, yo, just talk to all these niggas. You know what I'm saying? I didn't do that. He caught me right at the right time, and I just kept looking back at them, man. I'm just like, damn, they deep. He was like, yo, if you play the record, we just gonna throw a whole gang of money out. So you know what I'm saying? I'm like, all right. So then I'm rocking, and I just kept looking back, and they ain't even moving.
They ain't moving.
Nah, they vibing like this, but they. And here's the thing: they got big poster boards with sticks with poster with his life size.
Was ready.
Dog, I'm talking about you. Thought I'm looking like
that.
I couldn't. I'm just like, dang, I kind of. So then I'm like, you know what? Now I'm smoked, so I'm like, I'm high as hell at this point.
Yeah.
It's 4:00 in the morning. I said, I've been rocked it, Bag got secured. My manager said we got the bag, the money. I said, you know what? I hear all this, the gripes that artists and DJs say.
Don't show no love.
Yeah, all that. So I'm like, you know what? Let me play this joint, see what happens. You know what I'm saying? Like he said he gonna throw a gang of money. I see him and his partners got these bags. I don't know what's in the bags.
Yeah.
I play it. Next thing you know, they turned up. Was lit.
Whole club.
No,
just
them. Lit. But it was so many of them that it just looked good.
Yeah.
And so then I'm like, yeah, that's Charlotte's on right there. And I look at the CD, I'm like, Baby Jesus. You know what I'm saying? It was just, I ain't never seen that. And I know this is my 5th year. DAJ said IAA the year before that, the Charlotte artists didn't have no, like, I didn't see a presence like that.
Right.
So I said, what's your name again? Baby Jesus? Like, that sound hard. Baby Jesus, right? We exchanged numbers. He was like, yo, I want you to do my mixtape. I'm like, cool. No, I really don't know him like that, but he cool. I'm like, cool, you know what I'm saying? So we had kicked it a couple times. And he was like, yo, I want to come, vibe with you in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, I'll drive down there. So then that's why he was like, can you get a studio? So I was like, yeah. So D, yeah, he hit you, Cory Mo.
Hello.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And remember you told me how close you was to my area, to my crib.
Oh yeah.
Cause I remember that then you was like, you sent the address. My manager was like, yo,
you was right around the corner.
Yeah, he was my manager was. Okay, but I'm 10 minutes down the road.
Yeah.
So he was like, I'm like, where's the studio? He was like, across the street. I'm like, from where? He's like, the next neighborhood over from where I'm at. I'm like, really? He's like, yeah. So then we get there.
Damn.
I'm gonna refresh your memory. He was like, what you all trying to do? Like, I'm doing a mixtape and I need the biggest room you got. You know what I'm saying? You was like, well, you want to go upstairs, downstairs? I'm like, downstairs is cool because we can just go right there and just be in there. So I set up my turntables and stuff.
Yeah.
And we got the working. You engineered the whole thing.
Damn. Where's this session?
We took some videos and we took a group picture when we finished it. Cause I made it for him right then and there. He wrote down all the shout outs. You engineered the whole thing. So when we got done, we took a group picture.
I think I remember him trying to get the track list together.
Yeah,
trying to get the order together.
We was getting the order together. So we did the tape as we're trying to figure it out. So I'm like, what song you want to go after this? Let's do this song. I like, Mo, pull it up. And I'll do my little scratches or do my pullbacks, whatever. And then after we got done, he had a shout out list. So I was like, what you want me to say? Da, 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 da. So we did that. And then and here's the thing. We finished it. We took a group picture, but you still had to go back and mix it
and master it
and all of that. Yeah. So they chilled in Atlanta for like a day or two after that. Then they went back. And then
I emailed it to you.
You emailed it to both of us.
Okay.
You sent it to him and me. So just make sure we both go through it. Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
And then that's how the Baby Jesus connection.
What's the name of that tape so my country rap tune listeners can go and find?
It's called
DJ Infamous Baby Jesus, man. Hold up.
Dang, I can't remember the name.
We gonna find it. Don't worry.
I know it was a black cover with the baby with the diaper on it.
That's crazy.
I forgot the name of it, but yeah, yo. So y'all don't understand. I told when Cory Mo, me and him talking about the baby, and I turned to Cory Mo like Cory, you met him before. He's like, nah, I gotta meet him. I was like, Cory Mo, we did our mixtape in your studio, dog. What you talking about? You was like, what? I'm like, remember the baby Jesus? He's like, that's the same dude. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, Cory Mo, you caught the beginning of what y'all see now.
God's work.
God's work.
DJ Infamous,
yep.
Baby Jesus.
God's work, yep.
Damn.
Yep. All recorded at Cory Mo Studio.
Chat.
Recorded, mixed and mastered, everything.
Yo, I gotta find my plaque, man. I need a plaque for that.
And I gotta find that picture. We took a picture of me, you, him,
damn,
and like 2 of his homies.
Unbelievable.
In back of your, like where your board was at and everything.
Man,
we might have had some. They know. I take that back.
Stuff,
they had the video. They had his videographer with him, and they filmed it.
Man, you need to find.
But I think
stuff,
this is the thing. But him and them split. Like the crew he with now and the management he with now wasn't them back then. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So,
That's
but yeah, that tape was at Cory Mo Studio.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, man, that's what's up, dog. I got so much insight, man, on this interview here.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna just ask you one more question before we get out of here, man.
Let's do it.
You know what I mean? I always like to talk about, you know, real fathers on here, man. Because it's just not enough real fathers out there, and I be scrolling on your gram and I see you with your kids and your family, and you know what I mean, you're a family dude like me, so it's like, how many kids do you have?
I have 4.
You got 4 kids.
Yeah, but I got 3 girls and 1 boy.
Oh,
yeah.
Already. Yeah, man. Shout out to the real fathers, man, for keeping it going.
I like being a dad, man.
Yeah, it's
like
dope,
being a
right?
father is fun. Like my kids is got 2 10-year-olds, 9, and a 7-year-old.
Make you hustle hard, I tell you that.
Yeah, and you know, the 3, they're all, I mean, except for the youngest. The youngest is in the know of what I do, you know what I'm saying, and what's going on. But the 3 oldest are very in the know. They hip.
And shout out to what's his name?
James. That's James. That's a little infamous right there.
Shout out to James in the building, holding it down for everybody.
Yeah. He be wanting to hang with me everywhere. You know what I'm saying? It's like he's my best friend right there. You know what I'm saying? I can talk to him about a lot of stuff that I know he can relate to, and he talks to me about everything. Like I feel good that my son talks to me about everything like I do with him. Like I talk to him about stuff.
That's good.
Sometimes he tell me, Dad, just don't even let it sweat, Dad. Don't even bother. Like we talk. You know what I'm saying?
That's good, man.
Yeah, and being a father is the best thing. My dad was in my life, so I don't know what it's like to not have one. Right. It's just that I just try to be a better father than he was. That's how it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I'm family orientated, and I love my kids. They keep me on my grind, man.
That's it, dog. Yeah. Because man, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, we do it for the bread and for the fame and for all that shit. But at the end of the day, you gotta spend all that money with your family. Yeah. You know what I mean? You gotta have fun with your family, man. This shit don't even make sense because you bringing it home to what? Empty crib just to spend it on yourself? Right. Nah, man, it's about family, bro.
Yeah, and I'm big on it, and you know, we deep, but I love it.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Well, I guess any shout outs and what you working on currently that's coming out next.
First, I want to shout you out. You know what I'm saying? You're always doing your thing, Cory Mo. You always keep me on point. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate our relationship. You always been 1,000 all these years. Always been 1,000. Never out of character. So we're just waiting on one last label waiver from one of the artists on the record, and then we good. And we good to go. Shout out to Jazzy Face. Shout out to B Smith. Listen.
That's a smash.
That record is ready to go. We're just waiting on one last clearance, and then we'll be ready to rock.
Well, there it is. Well, hey y'all, DJ Infamous in the building.
Yeah.
The one and only.
Appreciate you, my brother.
Appreciate
anytime.
You, sir.
Anytime. Talk to me.
Shit.
Talking about country rap tunes, nigga, gangster music, bitch.